Are you having fun in your business? I mean, it should be fun, right? Well, sometimes the fun gets overlooked when you're dealing with the have-tos, the complexities of being your own boss and actually running the show. It's my goal that this, the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast, can help reignite your spark of fun by providing tips, tools, insights, and inspiration so you can enjoy running your business in the simplest, easiest, most fun way possible. I'll be sharing practical tips and ideas that you can implement immediately, along with business and money mindset insights to keep you moving forward no matter what's going on around you. I'm your host, Deirdre Amies, the Fun Business and Money Coach and founder of Powered by Personality. Let's play. Hey there, and welcome to the Fun Business, Fun Money podcast. Now, as you know, if you've been listening for more than a hot minute, there are 2 new episodes each week. One is a longer coaching episode where we go a bit deeper on a specific topic, and the other is a quick tip, tool, or tactic that you can implement immediately. That's what this one is. In theory, it's under 10 minutes. That's my goal. Let's see if I can explain this very weird but very effective and awesome tool that you can use to lighten things up and bring more of what you want and less of what you don't want. Before we get into the specifics though, I just want to remind you that I'm now taking enrollments for my Sacred Money Archetypes live group program, the Amazing Money Mindset course, with the added bonus of live weekly Q&A Zoom calls with me. This is important because if you're listening in real time, it's Thursday, the 16th of March, 2023, and we kick off those live calls on Wednesday, 12th of April, 2023, so just a few weeks away. Those live calls are an absolute game changer to amplify the money mindset work and the pre-recorded content and the workbooks that you get in the course itself. You can check out all the details and grab your spot at deirdreamies.com/SMA. The link is also in the description of this episode and in the show notes, and I'm even going to spell it for you. deirdreamies.com/SMA. All right, what is this weird and wonderful tool that I'm going to share that can create more fun and more money? You may have heard of it before. You may have even used it before. It's EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. It's also referred to as tapping, which in my mind, I always have a picture of someone tapping a microphone before speaking. Tap, tap, tap. Like, is this thing on? Are we having fun yet? EFT is kind of a new thing in that it's been around in its current form since the mid-90s, 1990s for those of you who were born in the 2000s. Although it does have its roots in other therapies, which have been used since the 1970s. When I was born, not 1970 specifically, but in the 70s, it's super simple to do. You don't need to take a course in order to learn how to do it, and you can't actually do it wrong. You're not doing something that will make you start acting like a chicken at the supermarket checkout. Let's just put it that way. Tapping involves tapping your fingers on specific acupressure points around your head, face, and body to help restore disrupted energy flow. Sounds very woo, but in a nutshell, it releases the energy that can significantly reduce our emotional reactions to events in our lives. Like I said, it's probably a bit woo for some of you, and that's totally okay. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. I thought it was completely weird and stupid when I first discovered it in 2019, but I gave it a go anyway. And I also looked into the scientific research behind it because I like my woo with a dash of proven science to back it up. And it turns out that tapping is used by some of the most successful people in almost every field you can imagine. Elite sports people, CEOs, psychologists, mental health experts, and everyday people. And it's used for everything from smoking and compulsive eating to general happiness and making more money. I also thought it wouldn't work for me because I don't react emotionally like so many others do. But as some of my closest friends have pointed out, I do actually have emotional reactions. They just tend to be calm and rational rather than dramatic outbursts. It doesn't mean that I have no emotions. What I did notice was a hell of a lot of yawning, and that still happens now. That's an indication that something is changing. There's an energetic release that's expressed as a humble yawn. So that's a good thing. Tapping can also lead to spontaneous tears, which is also a good thing. We all feel better after a good cry, right? What's super interesting is that one day I noticed I was just no longer triggered by something in the same way. There's no sense that something is missing. There's no gap to fill. There's just this absence of fear, anxiety, or stress about the things that used to bother me. I just don't react the same way. And I'm talking things like the opinions of random people on the internet, allowing myself to be more visible, being completely comfortable, making a dork out of myself in public, feeling like a real business owner, getting over the stigma of talking openly about money. So when you deal with that stuff, whatever it is for you, your version of it, you open yourself up to a whole new level of fun in your life. Hello, fun in your business and in your money as well. So speaking of fun, a funny story. I recently had a situation where all of my emotions were triggered. I was so pissed off about a mistake I'd made buying some new underwear in the wrong size, which, as we all know, is near impossible to return or exchange, in spite of it clearly never being worn. So when I got back to my car, I started tapping. I was saying out loud all the thoughts that were going through my head. Completely rational, and some weren't. The point of it was to dissipate the emotional reaction that I was feeling in my body, the tension and the stress that came up. And it started with something like, I'm so angry that I didn't check the size. I'm pissed off that they won't do an exchange. It was such a stupid mistake. And it ended with, even though I'm too big for my britches, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So now if you're picturing me trying to squeeze into too small underwear, you should be laughing, which is exactly what happened for me as well in that moment. I went from my hands shaking and my heart pumping with stress just a few minutes before that to laughing and feeling so much lighter about it. And I just shrugged it off in the end. That is the power of tapping. It's not hard at all. What's actually hard is feeling that fear or being anxious or stressed. Tapping is one way that I've found to help shift those feelings and create more enjoyment, more happiness, peace, laughter, all of which adds up to fun. So, how do you tap? Obviously, you can't see me because you're just listening to me, so I'll do my best to explain this. But there are a ton of videos on YouTube, or you can just Google tapping or EFT to get a visual graphic to help you. what you got to do is point your first two fingers, your index and middle finger. That's your tapping tool right there, which is very handy because it's with you wherever you go. You can literally tap anywhere, anytime, any situation. You can use both hands or just your dominant hand. Either is fine and just as effective. I'm a lefty, so I'm most comfortable tapping on my left side. You're going to use those two pointy fingers to tap on specific points around your head, face, and torso as you say or think those things that are coming up for you. And the tapping points are the karate chop point of your hand on your opposite hand. It's the crown of your head, above your eyebrow, the outer side of your eye, under your eye, under your nose, right above your lip, your chin, right below your lips, your collarbone, and under your arm, where your bra strap goes around. If you happen to wear one of those, I'm sure you still know where it is. So just tap a few times on each one of those, move through the points, and repeat. That's all there is to it. If you want to know more about tapping, I can highly recommend Brad Yates on YouTube. He's my go-to person. He has this lovely dad vibe about him. He's got such a calm and rational presence to help settle your emotions and get you back on track with this nice, subtle sense of humor. So you just tap along where he taps, repeat the phrases he says, either out loud or in your head. And he's got a video for pretty much every emotion or situation that you can think of, including tapping for more money and more clients. There's even one about having fun at work, which is obviously something I'm down for. So get tapping, go do your thing without stressing about all of the stressy things. And if you want more personalized guided help, send me a DM on Facebook or Instagram. I'm at Fun Business, Fun Money, and I will recommend some amazing EFT coaches that can help you with your specific challenges. I've worked with an EFT coach a few times myself, and it's beyond amazing to release the stuff that kept getting in my way. I've also started incorporating tapping in my Sacred Money Archetypes group program. It's an amazing way to release all the angst and BS around money. Come and play with me and money in a whole new way. So that's my quick tip or tool for today. Tappity, tap, tap, tap your troubles away so that you can take the emotions out of it. And you then see the practical, logical step that you can take next, which may be to put Taylor Swift on so that you can dance around and shake it off. But tapping first definitely helps. So how do you feel about tapping? Have you tried it? Are you going to try it? Send me a DM and let me know. I'm at Fun Business, Fun Money on both Facebook or Instagram, or send an email to hello@deirdreamies.com. So that's what I got for you today. Take care, have fun, get tapping, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for joining me. If you found this episode useful, make sure you hit that follow button on your chosen podcast platform so you get the notifications when each new episode goes live and you don't miss anything. If you know someone who would also get something from it, don't be shy, share it with them. One of the best things about being a business coach for online entrepreneurs is helping them make sense of their creative ideas and turn them into a simple, clear business system that actually makes money. A client recently described me as a castle building expert. You've got the big vision and some of the building materials already, but you don't quite know how to bring it all together into a solid foundation. Then I come along and I show you the blueprint that makes sense of it all. I love that analogy. And I'd love to show you your personalized blueprint, the one that's just right for you and your clients. But I can't do that until you join Ignite, my business and money coaching program. So head on over to deirdreamies.com/ignite for all the details. Fill out the application form and let's talk about building your castle in the simplest, easiest way possible.